What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Man, I'm back again. Fresh back from LA. This is the first video that I'm doing since I've been back. This is the first video I'm doing since I've been back. And I was trying to figure out, I had some more footage from my trip to LA that I was going to put out for another video. And I had some other stuff. I had all type of stuff that I could have talked about and boom, 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 boom. But now I latched onto this one. And this was based off a conversation that I was having with a friend of mine named Marco. But anyway, and as I was having a conversation, I thought about some things. And I said, you know what? Let me go because I want to do this video. And because he had brought some things to my mind that I wanted to talk about. But anyway, to get straight to the point, as you can see from the title, it's dubbed The End of an Era. The end of, take these glasses off. I look stupid in them anyway. The end of an era. Now, for a lot of y'all out there, y'all might not realize what that means. What it means is when you say the end of an era, it means the era is the years that which something was happening in whatever state, place, wherever it's at, wherever, any place. The era is what was going on during that time. And so when you say the end of an era, that means however long that took, whether it was a year, 2, 3, 10, 30, 100, 200, 1,000, whatever it is, that era ends and something new is coming. Something new. Somehow, some way, somebody or some situation or someone is going to help bring about a new era. A new era. And when I say a new era, I ain't talking about them fitted caps, y'all. The any new era. No. I'm speaking on a new era, a new situation that's going on in the world. And now, when I'm saying the end of an era on this one, I'm speaking on Los Angeles on this one. Not just Los Angeles on it. I'm speaking on around the United States, we could say. And the era is the era of the gangs. The era of cripping and Bloods. The era of Crips and Bloods. It's changing. It's changing. Everything has a time. Everything runs its course. Change. I tell people all the time, what is the only thing that will always remain the same? And the only correct answer to that is change. Change will always come. You can't stop it. You can't block it. You can't get rid of it. You can't do anything like that when it comes to change. Everything bows down to change because change will come. Whether it comes in a short period, in a mid-range period, or whether it comes in a long-term period. In the end, change will come. Nothing will always be the same as it is. Some things take a little longer, some things take a little shorter, but change will always come. That is the only constant in the universe. Speak on LA. LA as a whole, and even around the nation, because when it comes to this gang thing, LA kind of stamped it. It was the first city to really push their agenda on different states, on different countries, and around the world. The LA scene, the LA gang scene, literally took hold and went and spread like a wildfire around the world. You got different places like, I'm gonna say, like Chicago. They dispute the fact that LA is the gang capital of the world. You know, and they have a legitimate gripe because disciples and vice lords were out before Crips and Bloods. But no matter, there is nothing involving gangs that hit harder, that hit not just the United States, but hit the world harder than Crips and Bloods. We spread it like wildfire. There's no other place that spread it around the world. You got them doing it in Asia, Africa, in the United Kingdom, in Saudi Arabia, and all around the world. The LA gang culture has had an impact on wherever that place may be. You know what I'm saying? They trying to Crip and Blood in Ireland. You know? So anyway, but back to the main thing that I was saying about this video, the end of an era. Everything has a beginning, everything has an end. Nothing lasts forever, like I was saying. For instance, we can go back to the mafia. If I'm not mistaken, I think the mafia might have came around back in like the 1920s or 30s or something like that. How they were then during their heyday, when they had a steel hold grip on Las Vegas, when they had a steel hold grip in a lot of cities around the United States, man, the La Cosa Nostra. You know what I'm saying? It was the mafia this, the mafia that. You know what I'm saying? Omerta. Shh, don't say nothing, you know? Are they today in 2024 like they were back then? No. That was an end of an era. Are they still around? Allegedly, yes. But are they as strong or are they as popular or recognized as they were 60, 70 years ago? No, they're not. Because the end of their era came, you know? When the end of an era comes, it doesn't mean that you will totally disappear. It just means you won't be as notorious, or you won't be as known. Your notoriety won't be as big as it was during your heyday. Things come and go. The gangs that LA had before Crips and Bloods, they had their era. They came, they stayed around for however many years they stayed around, and they left. Something new came, you know? It's just like the Black Panthers. They had their time, they had their era. They came, they did what they did for however many years they did it, and when the end of their era came, they left. Now, this is not based upon how organizations ended up leaving. It's not about that. It's about they left. Whether they were forced to leave, or whether they just decided to just leave on their own, or whether they just left because it was no more people around that wanted to be about whatever that group of people were about. They left. The end of an era. And that's how things were. We could even go as far back and say the KKK, the Klan. Are they completely gone? I wouldn't say so. But they had their heyday when they were big stuff in the South. They came, they had their era, and they went. And a lot of things you can look at, and it's a trend. It throughout history, all around the world, things came and went. Look at the heyday of Egypt, when Egypt was the baddest thing on the planet at one time. They came, they had their time, and they left. The same thing as different like Spain, when they had the Spanish Armada. That was their heyday. You know what I'm saying? They came, they had their heyday, and they left. You know? Everything evolved that goes on the planet evolves around an era. You know what I'm saying? It evolves around an era. E-R-A, era, or E-R-A-S, eras, you know? And that's the same thing, and that's what's going on in LA right now, y'all. To me. Now, this is my opinion. It might not be the opinion of everybody, but this is my opinion. Right before Crips came out, you had the Panthers. When the Panthers left, Crips came. Right behind the Crips came the Bloods. from the 1960s all the way up until the 2020s, like, 20, 21, 24, whatever year we are in now. It was running good. They had a good run. You know what I'm saying? They influenced everything. They influenced different people around the world. They influenced different people around the United States. They influenced the music. They influenced the dress code. They influenced the dance era. They influenced all of that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was interested in Crips and Bloods. Their era. I made this video because I feel that the era is coming to an end. The era is coming to an end. I make a lot of videos on a lot of stuff that went on in my past. I make a lot of videos on jail stuff, gang stuff. I make a lot of videos when I come back to LA on stuff that I see around the city, different people, different events, different things. One thing I do is I watch. I listen. I take it in. I'm not going to sit here and try to toot my own horn, but I'm going to call a ball, strike a strike. And the truth is, I'm a very highly intelligent individual. You know what I'm saying? Whether I show it in my videos or whether I show it amongst my peers when I'm around my partners or whatever, But one thing in the long run, I realized that I'm very highly intelligent, and I watch and observe. I listen and I watch and observe way more than I talk. It's a reason for that. It's the reason you have 2 ears and 2 eyes and only 1 mouth. It's a reason for that. But anyway, I watch, I listen, and I learn. And LA of today, the LA gang scene of today is not the LA gang scene of the 70s and the 80s. Why? You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of people out there that want to ask that question. Why? Because everything has a turn. Everything has its time. Everything has its era. Everything will eventually run its course. And in my opinion, the LA gang scene is nearing its end. It's nearing running its course. Some people gonna look at that as a bad thing. Some people gonna look at it as a good thing. Whether you see it as bad or whether you see it as good, the fact still remains. It is what it is. It was what it was, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be or see. We can't stop it. You can't stop it. Change will always come. From the 1960s till now, that's a long time, man. That's a pretty good run. I'm not sitting here saying that Crips and Bloods will totally be extinct. There will never be anybody else saying Cuz or Blood. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, the way it was in the 60s and 70s and 90s, in the 70s and 80s and 90s or whatever, it's changing vastly. Something else is going to rise. The same way when the Black Panthers was doing their thing all them years, and then when they left, it was out of nowhere. It was just one young man that decided, you know what? I want to start me something. I want to start me something new. I want to start my own thing. And that was Raymond Washington. And he decided he wanted to be a Crip. And from that one young man's thoughts, all what you've been seeing in LA since the 1960s came about. From that just one man's thoughts. And he thought about it, and he enacted upon it. And he created something that lasted for many, many, many years. And it's still going on today. True, yeah. But the same way he rose up and decided he wanted to be different from what other people had going on, the same way somebody else is going to rise up and decided, you know what? I don't want to be a Crip or I don't want to be a Blood. I want to be whatever. I'm going to start whatever. And I see that time coming. I see that time coming. The way popular demand is turning against the ways of the gang life, you can see it coming. You can see it coming from within, and you can see it coming from without. You can if you listen to some of the older homies in LA, they waking up and they realizing that what we did back in the day was a very, very, very destructive force against the youth of LA. It was a very destructive force against the youth of LA. Not just against the youth of LA, but against the youth all around the United States and the world. They waking up. Back then, you didn't have in the 70s and 80s, you didn't have a lot of people that spoke against gang violence the way they speak against it now. You didn't have a lot of people that spoke against gang activity the way the founders and the people who done it for many, many years speak against it now. So when you sit back and you look, when you see your own speaking against it, hey man, you know what I'm saying? What I did back then, you know what I'm saying? I did it. I was young. I didn't really realize what I was doing. It was destructive. But now I'm doing any and everything I can in my community to help change what we did back then, to help bring what we did back then to a full circle and make things better. See, you didn't have a lot of people the way you do now talking like that in the 70s and 80s. Were they talking like that? Yeah. But the way they talk about it now with the gang intervention programs, with kids that you can see coming in, you know what I'm saying, to your areas, running around, not being made to be a part of a gang, not being jumped in against their will to be a part of a gang. You see now where older homies telling the younger homies, go to school. Older homies telling the younger homies, man, get a job, man. Older homies telling the younger homies, hey, homie, look, this life right here, this ain't for you. Do something different. It's something better than this. So now you see that going on at a big, big rate. And I watch and I listen. When you have so many people pushing for peace, you know what I'm saying? The color lines have been blurred. There's no color banging no more. The blue against the red and all. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care what color you wear no more. Period. In LA. So you look at that. You look at how Crips and Bloods interact with each other now. To get along, to be cool, even to build alliances with each other. Just this past week, when I was at the little car get down, and you had hundreds of Crips there and hundreds of Bloods there. No drama, no mess, no fuss, no problems. You know what I'm saying? Laugh, jokes, handshakes, numbers being exchanged, just kicking it, all around fun, you know? Grown folk stuff. In the 70s and 80s, that could not have happened. That could not have happened, period. It would have been gunplay on the runway. So when I look at that and I check that out, that lets me know it's an end of an era coming. It's an end of an era. I was a part of the golden era of it. The generation that I grew up in, they were the main ones who really put this gang thing on the map. You know what I'm saying? Them people between the ages of 58 and and 62, that age group right there, that was the golden era of gang banging in LA. Now, y'all know when I say LA, I'm speaking on Compton, Watts, Inglewood, Carson, Gardena, all of that. You know what I'm saying? All Southern California. I just say LA. But the people, in that age group, they were part of the golden era, But everything comes to an end. Everything changes. Now, like I said before, I can't sit here and say that 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 8 years from now, 10 years from now, that there's not going to be Crips and Bloods left. I can't say that. But what I can say is, in the years to come, it's going to change drastically. To the point to where it won't even be recognized then as what it used to be back then. Like I say, sooner or later, somebody's going to rise up, or something's going to happen, or something's going to rise up to where something new is going to come about. Some new is going to come about. Some people don't have a long-range vision to see it, but I do, because I see how things are changing. I see how things now are so much drastically different from what they were back then. So as they change year by year, things change. That's when you have the end of an era. I know some of y'all out there, y'all not going to understand what I'm talking about. Some of y'all will. Some of you more intelligent people will. For the more intelligent people, I'm going to need for y'all to explain it to those, I'm not going to say that are less intelligent, but I'm going to need for you to explain it to those who can't grasp what I'm saying and might not have a good understanding on what I'm saying. Now, when you have an end of an era, it doesn't always mean a good thing, or it doesn't always mean a bad thing. It just means things are changing. That whole situation that went on during this time, that era ended. Now we have something new coming. What it's going to be, I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus. I can't tell the future like that. But when I see certain stuff, when I see the signs written on the wall, and I can read the signs written on the wall, and they not written in hieroglyphics, and I can discern it, I see it coming. I can speak on it. I can see it coming and I can speak on it, man. So, y'all just stay vigilant. And it might, like I say, it might be 10 years from now. It might be 15 years, 20, however many years. It might be 2 years from now, 3, I don't know. But remember, Toon said, change is coming. The end of an era. And the era that and the era that made LA so popular in this gang scene is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. What's the new thing gonna be? I don't know. But I'm watching. Just like y'all watching. So, man, at the end of the day, man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Represent the gangsters, homie. Peace. I'm out.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man. Look at